How does that cross into the other fields that you mentioned?
So more broadly, I study cognitive science. I study the interaction between mind and language, which crosses into other fields as well. So most people know that we use our mind to learn language, to understand language, and to produce language, that our mind influences our language. But the opposite is also true. The language we speak influences how we think and influences how our brain functions. And my primary area is bilingualism and multilingualism. I study how learning a second, third, or more languages changes the way people think, the way our brain functions, cognitive abilities or cognitive function in multiple ways, how we perceive the world, how we remember things, basically the influence of language and multiple languages on our cognitive function.
Just so that that I understand, could you just explain what it means to say cognitive function in more simple terms?
Yes, cognitive function is an umbrella term that covers things like attention, memory, perception, basically language as well, creativity, decision making. So cognition, thought, thinking, another way to say it.
Are you a clinical professor or do you teach, or both?
I'm a research-oriented faculty. I don't do clinical work. I run a research lab and I teach as well.
Are these, you have students that are within, that come to your lab and that you teach as well? Or
Yes.
You supervise?
Yes, I train PhD students, postdoctoral students, master's students, and undergraduate students who want to do research.
Do you have any specific interest within those multiple or multidisciplinary fields that you concentrate your research on?
Yes, my primary area of focus is consequences of bilingualism on cognition, language, and the brain, how the languages we speak shape the way we think.
Have you received any honorariums or awards for your work?
Yes, I have received several awards for my research, for my publications, and for my teaching. Most recently, this past weekend, I received the American Association for the Advancement of Science John McGovern Award for research in behavioral sciences.
In fact, did I reach out to you for communication about preparing other training besides your educational background? In other words, besides your academic background?
Yes. I've taken additional courses on, for example, functional neuroimaging of the brain at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City. And throughout the years, I regularly attend professional meetings and conferences and workshops to make sure that I stay up to date on new techniques, new research methods, statistical analysis, that as science progresses and advances, I continue to stay current on advancements and developments.
Have you given presentations or talks at any of those conferences?
Yes, I have given several hundred presentations and lectures and teachings and workshops on language and cognition, language and mind, bilingualism, multilingualism, these areas.
Have you published in the area of bilingualism and the effect on brain function?
Yes.
How many, just roughly, how many papers and or books or portions of books have you published?
Over 200 publications in total. And my book on language and mind, on bilingualism and multilingualism, came out last year.
Have you received any national grants to conduct research? Attorney Felsen is getting the next witness, Your Honor.
You could please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury? Please state your name and spell it for the record.
My name is Clara Duperron. And what else?
You could spell it.
CLARA, D as in dice, U, P as in Peter, ERRON.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Dupron.
Good morning.
Do you go by any other name other than Clara Dupron?
Yes, my nickname is Petu, Petu.
Ms. Dupron, can you tell the jury where you live?
I live in Canton, Connecticut,
How long have you lived there?
since 2012.
Before you lived in 2012, when you lived in Canton, where did you live?
I lived for
Your Honor, I just want to make sure that the,
Is there no objection to this exhibit?
Your Honor, I have no objection to just this document coming in.
yes, by agreement, Your Honor, this is Exhibit CCC. And if I could.
If there is no objection, CCC admitted as full.
Just have a moment, I'm looking for another exhibit. Can I see that? The reason why that it was so important, and we tried, just so Your Honor's aware, the other state police laboratory individual testified was not able to make that direct connection. That's why the officer in Stratford was part of that technical unit, and it went to him to do, and that was the reason. So I just wanted to put that on the record,
Well,
so that the jury would see that.
Well, you can argue that, counsel, in your closing argument. You can argue what's in the report in your closing argument. Now, concerning whether counsel wishes to have the court conduct the inquiry or whether counsel wishes to conduct the inquiry.
Oh, I will leave it. Sorry, Your
I
Honor, I thought
think-
you were still talking about.
The procedure, you're talking about my client's canvas
Yes.
regarding testifying.
Yes.
I think it would be the normal procedure for the court to do so and to satisfy itself that my client understands her rights. She has the right to testify. She's known that since the beginning, but the decision would not have to be made until this moment. We intend to rest right after that canvas. So, and that's why we can then bring the jury in. They can be excused for the rest of the day.
So,
Your Honor, may I interpret for a moment?
yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, may the interpreter approach?
Yes. Mr. Konis, you are represented by attorneys Schoenhorn and Felsen at this trial. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you have had an opportunity to talk to attorneys Schoenhorn and Felsen about your right to testify at this trial, have you not?
Yes.
Now, in discussions with Attorney Felsen and Attorney Schoenhorn, you should understand that their view of whether you should testify is not obligatory for your decision. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can decide even against their advice that you wish to testify. Do you understand? Now,
Yes.
have you thoroughly discussed your decision with attorneys Schoenhorn and Felsen concerning testifying on your own behalf?
Yes.
Now, have you discussed that decision today?
Yes.
Now, at this stage of the trial, this is the defense's case, which means that if you do not testify during the defense's case and the defense rests, you will not have another opportunity to testify. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, as a result of your discussions with attorneys Schoenhorn and Felsen, have you decided today, based on discussions today, that you do not wish to testify?
May I have a moment, please, Your Honor?
Now, has anyone,
Yes, correct.
so has anyone forced you or threatened you to get you not to testify?